Natalie is an artist. She tells me that she will be famous not for herself but for her work. And I have no doubt that that will be the case.
At the age of 11, Natalie Cohen had been diagnosed with a rare form of bone cancer. Today, being in an art class with her friends is a remarkable achievement.
I think that anybody that's had an extreme experience will be able to tell you the time, the place, the smell, the texture of the light, when it all goes down. And for me, I was sitting in my living room and Johnny phoned and said that she'd woken in the night with severe pain and that he was on his way to the doctor and that he would call me when he got there.
A battery of tests followed, and within 24 hours, Natalie was admitted for emergency surgery to do a biopsy and relieve pressure on her windpipe. The biopsy revealed that Natalie had a rare form of bone cancer called chordoma.
Nobody knew terribly much about it. In fact, they sent the results back and had them double-checked because it was so off the charts. It wasn't something that one would expect in anyone, let alone in a small child. We established there was a very large tumour pressing against her airway, and they believed that it was not possible to cure. To listen to the doctors talk about your child and talk about how they will help you towards the end, you know, and to have the practical conversations. That's harsh.
What did you say to Natalie?
We said that we've got the results of the tumour and we know that the tumour is a kind of cancer and that we are working on how to make it go away.
Natalie's dad, Johnny, began researching medical teams abroad who might be prepared to treat Natalie. He and Shirley would simply not accept that nothing could be done. He found 3 teams overseas who felt Natalie's cancer was potentially operable. One was a group from Massachusetts General Hospital in Boston, USA.
Johnny is really the hero in this moment because Johnny provided choice, and in that moment, all you're looking for is choice. What you have to realize is that even though there were people that could see a solution, that solution was in the realm of so out there that the risks involved. The surgery required, I think the doctors described it as big as it gets. There is no bigger surgery that you could have. It is, what we were talking about was heroic surgery. Surgery, she either would make it or she wouldn't make it, and we all knew that.
The slender hope that Natalie might be saved by a high-risk operation was dashed with the news of a price tag of more than $1 million, over 7 million rand.
That was just not doable. That was just, it made the whole thing just impossible. So what we did is that we lobbied. We lobbied our little butts off. I think I spoke to everybody from the president of Mass General Hospital through to the janitor. There wasn't anybody that didn't know about Natalie and her existence. And so what happened is, because we were operating outside of the normal channels, we got the ear and I think the hearts of the people that we needed to make a difference. And Mass General Hospital thankfully came to the party. They said to us, if you can put down a deposit of 250,000 US dollars, which is roughly 2 million rand, we will declare Natalie administration free and she will have free care at the hospital.
When Boston did say, oh, we're willing to talk to you about money, it's not a slap on, this is what it's going to cost, she realized that there was an opportunity there for it not to be just this massive bill, that there was a relationship in play. There again, the relationship story, that they were willing to see Natalie as an individual.
Without the money, without the certainty that there would ever even be the money, we got on a plane and we flew to Boston. I didn't have close to 250,000, not even close, but we walked through the doors anyway. I think the leap of faith was to step out of fear and into the belief and just the space of just knowing that it would be okay.
Natalie began preoperative proton radiation therapy, and Shirley kept blogging, trusting that a community of family, friends and strangers would somehow help pay their crippling medical bills.
The website that we'd set up just grew and grew and grew, and Natalie's Circle of Love expanded. So there were two things running simultaneously. One was this unbelievable fundraising where money just started coming, and the other was this incredible love energy that held us. It held us in a way that's hard to describe. I actually could feel it.
With only a small portion of the money raised, Natalie went in for surgery. She had two very dangerous operations lasting more than 15 hours each, to remove a 10.5 centimetre tumour from her chest and reconstruct her spine using bone from her leg.
That was an extremely dangerous process, taking the tumour out, because it was vital that it was taken all in one go. So they had to take the tumour and 7 vertebrae, which is over half of her thoracic spine. Throughout the operation, they phoned me from the OR, so I actually had the blow-by-blow. The phone rang and it was Fran Hornicek, the lead doctor, and he said it couldn't have gone better. The next morning they brought her out of her heavily sedated space and asked her to wiggle her toes, and she blinked and she wiggled her toes, which taught us that her spinal cord everything was functioning. She's a tiny person, even for her age. The level of skill and expertise to even do that operation is, I mean, those guys are heroes. But then you think about Natalie and enduring that operation.
Natalie was on life support for 15 days. Her recuperation was filled with danger and setbacks. She really needed her brother and her best friend at her side.
When Bridget, Kola and Ella came to Boston, it was really life-changing for us. Just 3 days before they were due to arrive, Natalie had, I think it was her 7th surgery. We all used and channeled that energy of them coming to get her through what was a desperate and dark time.
Seeing them, Natalie, Ella and Kola on her side, it was like she had this protection.
Over the next few months, Natalie grew steadily stronger, and the halo brace keeping her spine rigid was finally removed. The risk to save her life had done just that. Now, at last, she was ready to come home.
We are trying to put our journey so far together into a scrapbook, which is kind of a huge task, eh?
Ah, this is to certify that Natalie Cohen has completed the prescribed proton radiation treatments with high honours in courage, cooperation and good spirits.
All true. That's a cool picture. Do you remember Kola?
Oh, yeah, on the fireworks.
On the 4th of July. But Kola managed to somehow fall asleep in the middle of it. I think he was still jet-lagged.
What are these newspaper articles?
Just after we got back, they did a big article about Natalie's story in the Cape Times. This is a little girl with a backbone of steel. Natalie has made world history she really is a celebrity in the medical world, and she's everybody's shining light.